Hi all, just going to start with correcting the homework from Friday. So what I'll do is the copy of the homework is up on Teams, as you know, so I'm just going to copy in the question and just comment it all out at the top of the code, just so we have it all together, just because I'm doing this on video. So at the top up here, I'm just going to put 3 speech marks and then paste and then 3 more speech marks, and that comments out a block of code. So rather than me having to put hashtags on every single line, these 3 speech marks opened and then 3 speech marks closed means that this is all commented out here. So you can see everything from there to there is commented out, and I might just tidy that up a bit because I just pop in the question up at the top of the script. You don't have to do this at all. It's just because it can be quite difficult for you to see it when it's on a different screen. So I'm just making it easier for us to view the question while I'm videoing it. That's the only reason for this. You don't at all need to do this. It's just to put the question in front of us, that's all. Okay, so the question then is, we will now use lists and for loops to make our script more dynamic. So save your burger bar homework from the 23rd of October script as a new script called burgerbar.py. So I'm just going to save this here as new burger bar. So that's what I want to do. So file, save as, new burger bar. I'm just putting in homework just after mine because I think I have it already done. So I'm just going to pop that in there as well. Now, the next part of the question, number 2, for each section of the script, meats, spreads, and fillings, following the instructions and the expected output, move each sandwich item from the print statement onto a list, meats list, spreads list, and fillings list. So let's do that first of all. So I'm just concerned with this particular number here now, number 2. For each section of our script, meats, spreads, and fillings, follow the instructions and the expected output, move the sandwich from each item in the print statement onto a list. So if I go down through my script, which I have underneath here, okay, and my script, I'll just run it to make sure it's working. Okay, and it asks me, what is your name? So this is what it's doing at the moment before I start editing it for today's homework. Hello Aoife, welcome to Aoife's Burger Bar. There are 2 types of meat available, beef and chicken. What meat do you want? I want beef. There are 2 types of spreads available, ketchup and mayonnaise. What spread do you want? Ketchup. There are 2 types of filling. I'm going to say cheese. And it tells me then the cost of my burger is $3.60. So what my script, before I start editing it, is doing is in the print statement, it's telling me that there's 2 types of meat available, beef and chicken. There's 2 types of spreads available, ketchup and mayonnaise. There's 3 types of filling available, onions, cheese and salad. What we want to do is we want to remove them from the print statement and put them into a list. And then we will have to, later in the question, we will have to work out the total cost because that will also possibly change. So to look at that first, so moving onto a list, which is what we did last Friday. Okay. So there's my first print statement. There are 2 types of meat available, beef and chicken. So I want to move them out of there, beef and chicken. Okay. I'm going to put underneath here my meats list. Meats is equal to the list. Open your square bracket, and the first was beef. Close my speech marks, comma. Second item in my list is chicken, and close my list. So there's my meats list. So I'm going to comment meats list setup. Okay. Then I'm going to go down to my next print statement. There are 2 types of spreads available, ketchup and mayonnaise. So I'm going to take them out of there. And I'm going to set up a list for spreads. And square bracket and speech marks, and the two types of spread were ketchup and mayonnaise. So it's just ketchup, close, comma, mayonnaise. So you put in your speech marks around mayonnaise and you close your square bracket. So there's my spreads list set up. So comment. You know now I'm telling you all the time in your homework you have to put in comments. If you don't get into the habit of putting in comments, then you're going to lose marks in your exam. Okay, we have to be commenting. So I'm going down to my next print statement, which is here. There are 3 types of filling available, and I want to set up a filling list. Filling is equal to, open my square bracket, and 3 of them are here, so I'm going to just copy them out of there, put them in here, onion, close my speech marks, leave my comma, open my speech marks, close my speech marks, delete and comma, speech marks around salad, and close my square bracket. So I now have set up my fillings list. I might put an S on that, fillings, because we usually put the lists as plural. Fillings list set up. So I've set up my 3 lists, so I've moved them out of there. Okay, so that question number 2, for each section of the script, meats, spreads and fillings, follow the instructions and the expected output, move each sandwich item from the print statement onto a list. Meats list, spreads list and fillings list. Okay. Add a new item to each list. For example, add turkey to the meats list, add garlic to the spreads list, add cucumber to the fillings list. So I want to add turkey to the meats list. So I'm just going to comma turkey onto this meats list. I could change that to list just to make it the same as the question. And then instead of there are 2 types, there's now going to be 3 types. 3 types of meat available. Okay. And I go down to my next print statement and I'm asked to put in garlic in here into my spreads list. Again, I could put list in there to make it the same as the question. And this, instead of 2, becomes 3. So there are now 3 types of spreads available: ketchup, mayonnaise, or garlic. Okay. And the third thing I was to add in was cucumber onto the fillings list. So my statement is here, my print statement. So it's now going to become 4 types available. Put in my comma and put in cucumber. Close my speech marks. Okay. So now I have done all of that. I have added each item to the list and update the number of items that are available. So I've done that as well. Now it says here, question number 4, update all print statements, e.g. there are 3 meats available, so we've done that. Then use a for loop to print out each item in the list. Okay, so what we're going to do here is under our print statement, there are 3 types of meat available. The meats list is here. We're going to put in for meat in meats list, colon, print meat. Okay, and we are going to do something similar for spreads. So there's my spreads list. I'm going to say for spread in spreads list, colon, print spread. Okay, and if I go down the whole way to the next one, which is fillings, under my fillings list, which is here, I'm going to say for filling in, I could have this as fillings list, it might make it easier, just more uniform. Just change it. For filling in fillings list. Colon, print, filling. Okay. So now I have my 4 loops inside. I'm going to print out these 3 things. So I might at this stage just go back up and have a look at my question. So what we've done is then use a for loop to print out each item. Now the next bit is going on to the cost. I might just run my code now to see if I'm near getting it right, and then I'll do the last part. So I'm just going to press run, and it's giving me a problem here. What will we see? So there's a dot after salad, so that's a typo. So let's go back up. So let's just find that dot and change it to a comma. Simple mistake, and let's have another run. Okay, so it's just gone off my screen. I'll just move it down. So what is your name? My name is Aoife. Hello Aoife, welcome to Aoife's Burger Bar. There are 3 types of meat available, beef, chicken and turkey. What meat do you want in your burger? Well, I'm going to go for chicken. What spread do you want? And I'm going to go for ketchup. Now, if you choose something that's not on the list, previous one, because we haven't coded in the garlic and the turkey, you might get an error at this point. So just use ones that are already set up from the previous code, and we'll add in the prices for the other ones in a moment. And you can see that that's working there, but we're not finished yet because we have to add in the costs of those new items. But the code is working up to now, so it's a good time to check what's happening. And of course, if it's not working, you can go up to your code, you can run a debugger, and you can step into your script, and it'll go through each line of it. Okay, so it's going to stop that for a second. Now, the last line is for each item. So I might do the last item on a new recording because I'm going to run out here at 12 minutes. It runs out at 15. So I'm going to pause this recording and we'll do the last question on a separate recording. Thank you.